So welcome everyone to tonight's hot seat. Thank you for jumping on, and for those who are watching the recording, I'm sure you'll get lots of amazingness out of tonight's call. I'm not going to share too much because Halie's upline Beck is going to be hosting tonight, and she's going to be asking Halie some questions and stuff. So I'll pass it over to Beck. And Beck, if you just want to share a little bit about yourself first, like how long you've been in the business and you know, what you're up to and everything, just for those new people who don't know you. And then
Yeah, sure.
Halie, if you want to do the same before you start sharing your questions and stuff, that would be awesome. So thanks, girls.
Okay, thank you, Tanika, and thanks for everyone jumping on and listening in. I really love the way that we're doing this now. I think it's awesome that we get to meet the team, get to hear a bit more about each other, know about each other, especially when, you know, we are all doing the same thing, we're in the same boat, and I think it's really cool. Each week I've got something taken away, something new or something different, and overall just being inspired by other people in our team, which I think is really cool. I know Kira and Adam and all the big guys are very inspiring and very, you know, always full of gold nuggets and lots of wisdom, but I think it's really cool that we hear from people in our really awesome team and the people in the trenches with us. So that's my little thought on this. So myself, I've been in the business now for just over 2 years. I'm a mum with 2 little girls. I work part-time, and I just fit this in around it, everything else like we all do. Halie, who is going to be sharing the hot seat tonight, the beautiful Halie Loch, is a dear friend of mine and my very first believer. So I'm really excited to have her on tonight and have her share about her journey and what she's been up to and what's been working for her. And watching Halie over this last 18 months, I'd say she's been in business now, about 18 months. It's been awesome. I'm incredibly proud of her. The way she's handled this roller coaster ride that is our Juice Plus business, and the things that she's done along the way. I've seen Halie push herself right out of her comfort zone so many times, like she's doing tonight, and that's when she's just absolutely grown and flourished. And Tracy, my upline, and I and the rest of us are all so proud of her and so proud of that. Another thing, I know I'm meant to introduce myself, but I'm going to talk about Halie a bit more. Another thing that I think Halie should be incredibly proud of herself and of her journey so far is that she has a self-qualifying business every single month, and that's an absolute credit to the way she does this, the genuine person she is, and the way she shares this product and program and the belief she has in it for herself and her family. So, yeah, I'm just very proud of you, hun. I will pass over to Halie now to do a little introduction on herself, and then I'm going to fire away some of those questions, hun.
Thanks, Beck. Yes, I'm Halie. I've been in the business for 18 months now, which I can't believe. And yep, got into the business because Beck got in it, and I just loved watching her. I thought she was doing such a good job, and yeah, she's been such a really great mentor for me. She's believed in me before I believed in myself, and yeah, really supported me and helped me get out of my comfort zone, because I think I've always had a bit of a low self-esteem and still struggling with my self-beliefs. And yeah, she's just always been a really good support, as well as Tracy as well. So yeah, I think I've been struggling a little bit this year. I feel like I've stepped back from the business. But yeah, I keep waiting for the right time to jump back in. But yeah, I've just come to realise that there's never a right time. So I need to get back into action.
Cool. Thanks, hun. Yeah, that's definitely, and we talk about that a lot, you and I, in the fact that I always call it this roller coaster ride. And as soon as we get ourselves back into action, we hear it all the time. Action takes us out of doubt. So I know from our conversations over the last 24 hours that you're back on track in that regard, which is awesome. On that note, well, I'm going to start with, what are your goals for the next 30 and 60 days?
Well, I haven't really been feeling that great about myself lately. I did put on some weight last year, which I was a bit ashamed of. I felt like a bit of a fraud. Just, you know, promoting this program when I'm feeling really down about myself. So my goal is to commit to the next 8-week shred, really give it a go, and yeah, live the mission and just exercise for myself, because that's what makes me happy, and I haven't been taking that time for myself. So I'm really ready to commit to that. The other thing is to get back into action, start a DMO again, because I've just taken a really big step back. But also just to get my mindset right as well. I think I've been having a little bit of stuff going on at home, and I know that they're all excuses, or excuses are equal, but yeah, it's just time to get ready and get back into action. And well, actually, I do have something coming up this weekend too. I'm just going to do a little kind of market stall, I guess, at my local coffee shop, just to talk about the products and program and the latest shred. And that is definitely stepping out of my comfort zone, talking to strangers about this. And I haven't shared a lot on the products, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I've got my local barista on the product, so yeah, I thought it's a good opportunity to get back into it and start some new conversations.
That's awesome, hun. They're awesome goals. And that barista, you and I have talked about her a lot over the last 18 months. So it's awesome that you've got her on board and that we've locked in this Saturday. Yeah, which is really cool. So, and your goals as well. I love that you're talking about getting back into the 8-week shred, because when you shine the most through your Facebook posts is when you're sharing the program, sharing the product, it's fitting in with your family, and you see you always get new customers on board and help more families when you're living and breathing the program, and you do that so well. So that's exciting that you're going to start with that and then see what evolves from there as well. So very good. So what is your DMO? I know you said you want to get back to it, but if it's not what you're doing right now, what's worked before that you know has worked that you want to try and get back into for your DMO?
Yeah, I haven't really been strict as in doing things daily. It's more like a weekly plan, but I used to be really good at planning my post. I'd just maybe set one night a week where I'd get my post written for the week and have a few photos saved in my camera roll, and then it was ready to go. I just needed to set a reminder on my phone to post them, and I was organised for the week. So I need to get back into that. And something I did start doing in the beginning of the year, which was working well for me, was just taking that little bit of time in the morning to I've got it written down. What was I going to say? Oh, I'll skip that bit. But more time management, like just planning my week a bit better. Like maybe one night would be customer care, another night would just be following up, and I'm going to start doing a blitz night, because some days I know it can only be like 15 minutes where you could do it daily, but at the moment I just haven't been making the time for that. And at the start of March, I did start those blitz, and if it was 3 nights a week, about half an hour, it was really good. I got a lot of conversations out, but I think I wasn't just pumping them out. I was still taking the time to add value to the conversation, and I wasn't just looking for the numbers. I really did think about what I was saying so that I could build on that relationship. And I've had some really good conversations come out of there, and not just relating to Juice Plus 2. I think I did take that expectation away from those conversations. It's not just Juice Plus related, just to check in with people and see where they're at. And yeah, I had some really great conversations, and a lot of people coming back to me and catching up and helping me out with other things too. So yeah, that was good. And yeah, I think I'll just get more into planning my time better and committing to conversations, because
that's awesome.
When I did look back at when I was getting lots of customers and everything, I just couldn't figure it out. I was like, what was I doing then? But I was setting goals, which I haven't been doing now. And before, I wasn't even having conversations with people. I was just relying on my posts, and I think I was just getting lucky then, when now it's died down a little bit and I've had to actually do the work. And yeah, I think that put me off a bit. So yeah, getting back into it.
That's awesome. And I think it was after retreat that we were really focusing on those conversations, and then with the 30 and 20 or 20 and 30, whatever it was, the Linda Inspirations was when you really got into those conversations as well. And the thing is, even though it feels like to you, oh, that was back in March was only last month. So sometimes I think we spend so much time going, oh, I haven't been doing that, I haven't followed up, I haven't done that, or I haven't done enough posts, or I haven't done this. No one else knows that you haven't done all that stuff. Like when you worry sometimes, I haven't done customer care, they don't know that. You just have to shoot off a quick message and there's customer care done to everyone. get those messages going again, then you've reignited them. So people aren't sitting there waiting for that response. So, you know, sometimes I think we're a bit hard on ourselves if we think we've slipped out of action, but people don't know that. You just fire it back up again. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Biggest challenges right now for you, hun?
I guess for me is just staying focused. I'm like, yes, I'm ready, I'm up for it. I start off strong, but then the focus just kind of dwindles off and I don't commit. So I think for me, I just need to get my DMOs again and just commit to a certain number of conversations a week, or have my time management organised, ready to go. But I think for me too, I'm finding it challenging to get people on three-way calls. I've, had the conversation, something comes up in their life and I say, all right, that's okay. I don't want to pressure them now. And I just struggle to get them on that three-way call. Another thing is, I have people that are ready to go and then drop out last minute, and it is disheartening, but I guess you just can't be attached to those outcomes. And it is a numbers game. You just got to keep up with those conversations, and it'll come if you just be consistent and keep talking to people. I think my other challenge too really is just my self-belief as well. It's always been a problem, but I think I've just been focusing on other things at the moment, but I think I've needed to, and I've taken on Linda's advice about, it's time for me to wear the mum hat. Sorry, I've been such an emotional wreck lately. I can't even keep it together.
You've had so much going on, hun, and it was absolutely right for you to step back a little bit and focus on Charlie and family and stuff for this last month or so. So you've just got to realise you haven't done anything wrong. You've just stepped back and focused where you needed to, and you can ease yourself back into it when you can.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've had my husband away a lot since Charlie started school this year, and she's got a few health things going on too. So, I think it has been right for me to take that step back, and I do feel like a better mum for doing that too. And I think I have learnt a lot of things out of this business through the personal development too. I mean, I can apply it to so many aspects of my life, and I think it has really just helped me just focus on being a mum and keeping the calm in the house and letting everyone feed off my energy, and that's been good.
And that's the best thing about this. We can do that when we need to. We all do it when we have to, and that's the best thing about it. And because of what you've put in, and what you've the way you treat people in your customers and in your business, that it has just ticked along while you've been focusing on what you needed to. So
but it's also a good distraction too, so I should get back into it. So that's probably been something that's been working for me too, because it's not made me not want to do the business anymore. I know that I can take a break from it. I know before, when I was getting overwhelmed, like you say, it is a roller coaster, and being like, no, I hate it, I can't fit it into my life, I don't want to do it anymore, I've got too much other stuff on. But I know now that it is there, and there's so much I do get out of it. I mean, sometimes I don't even do much work in the month and I'm still getting a paycheck, or I can plug into training whenever I want and it does uplift me. Or I can, jump on with you girls, and I know that there is this community here where we are all on that kind of same playing field, and we're all just, want to do better for ourselves and others. And, I think it is nice to be part of that. And, it is uplifting, and it does help, and it's just nice to know that I've got something else. And, it is good to have something positive there in our lives.
Yeah, and not put so much pressure on yourself, and be able to, do it as and when you can, and fit it in when you can. So it's good. And it is nice, as you said, that it is a distraction from the other stuff that's going on at times as well. So it's good that you've got that, because you're juggling a lot at the moment. It can be full on. Anything else you want to share, Halie? The other thing was what's working for you right now, but I think we've covered that. And
Yeah, I think it is just having those conversations, because I never made that part of my DMO. And yes, they do. Like a couple of months later, people will say, hey, I noticed that you're doing these posts. Can you tell me a little bit more? And you told me that hundreds of times in the beginning, and I just never did it. And I can see it working now. And I just hit myself so many times, like, I know what to do to make this business work. It's just a matter of doing it and staying committed and focused. Yeah, and I think we all do. I think we all know what we've got to do. It's just, yeah, putting your plan into action.
Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, that's right.
No, oh, that's awesome, hun. Hey, Tanika or Kylie, one of the things that Halie did say there, one of the challenges was around getting people on three-way calls. This is something that I really struggle with at times too, where I find that I'm having this conversation with them, it's going awesome, they're ready to get on a three-way call, and it's not that they don't want to, but it's just the logistics of it. It's that, I can't talk on that day because I'm working. I can't, like, juggling a time with other working mums, and that to try and find a time slot. What I try and do if it gets to that point where I know it's getting too hard, then I will start to just say, look, I'll do voice messages back and forth to say, hey, look, we're struggling to get this together, but here's a few key things, or, try and do it sort of over voice message before losing them. But are there any other tricks or tips or ways that you guys have found, or Trace, anyone, to get people on manage that three-way call, make it happen?
Firstly, is it just the time, or is it, you're getting to the three-way, adding someone in? Oh my God, it's like when you pop up like that. Sorry. And then they're bailing out when there's someone else in, or is it all around time?
For me, it's more about the timing, and mine's more about just getting a customer actually on a call. Sorry, it's not even a three-way call. Was yours more about three-way calls, Halie, or just getting the customer on a call?
Well, I only tried to get a customer on call once, and I called her and she forgot that I was calling, and then she told me that her husband had just left her and she thinks they're getting a divorce.
Oh, that's right.
That's my only experience of getting a customer on a call. But yeah, three-way calls, I just can't get them to that point, I think. They just, the conversation just fizzles out.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a key sometimes in building enough rapport but not going on too long. Only allow a couple of conversations back and forwards. As soon as they start asking questions, you need to cut it and be like, you know what, awesome question. I had similar ones when I was joining, just share something that's relatable. I think what's best, is if we jump on a call. One thing that Roberta and I had was Roberta was the queen of this, like phenomenal. Like I was talking like 12 a day, like she was putting me in three-way messages. But one thing we identified was that she was building that relationship, and as soon as she said three-way call, she put them in a three-way message with me and did that beautifully. Like, hey, this is Kylie, and the reason why she put me in the chat. And that was it. The person was just like, whoa. And I think they were just freaked out, like, hold on, I've just like really got a relationship with you, and now I'm in with this Kylie girl. So we took it a step back and really focused on Roberta, keep that relationship going. She's doing an amazing job at it, and organise the time. Now, when you're trying to organise the time, don't give them too many options. Is AM or PM best for you? Like, and just nut out that first. And if they're like PM, then give them 2 PM options. And normally, they'll come back to you and go, oh, PM generally after 7 o'clock, is good for me. Or they'll give you a bit of an idea. And then obviously you need to try and organise that with your upline, but then not letting your, not sharing that, that you're doing the three-way until about 30 minutes beforehand. So even when it's all locked in and everything, about 30 minutes before, just saying, if it was you, I'd be saying, hey, Halie, look, super excited to connect with you in the next 30 minutes. Here's the link. I hope you don't mind. I've just asked Tanika to jump on board with the call if she's not busy. Like, I keep it super cash. The reason being is she's just been in the business a bit longer than I have, and she's going to be able to help answer your questions as well. And they still sometimes bail out. don't get me wrong, they'll still sometimes go, oh my God, like it's happened to Tanika when she's done it with me, and Nick's like, she's gone cold, she's not replying, she's always replying, and now I don't hear from her. But I would say 8 or 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, that's cool, like no worries. And that sort of 30 minutes before doesn't really give them the chance. Like they don't really think about it, and then they just sort of jump on. So that's some little things that we've found along the way. But if you're not actually getting to that, then maybe it's back to what questions, maybe you need a bit more of a bank of better quality questions to try and lead into that side of it. If you can give us some examples, we could maybe help tweak a little bit with that for you.
Yeah,
I think,
Thank you.
can I just add, girls, what I've found since starting that system, the sooner you can do it, the better. So if you're giving them all this information, if you're toing and froing, you might have answered all of their questions and they feel like this isn't for them before you've even had that conversation, before they've even heard the certainty in your voice. And, it's so much more powerful. And I think the sooner you can get them on that call, the more chance you have of getting them over the line and helping them jump onto the products and starting to notice the benefits. And yeah, just exactly what Kylie said. Don't mention a 3-way or anything, just start. And it's not deceiving them. It's not lying to them. It's nothing like that. It's just a different way that you can help them, let's get on a call and have a quick chat. It's probably the easiest way I can answer all of your questions, and then lock in a time. Obviously you've got to go backwards and forwards a little bit with the upline to say, okay, she said 7 o'clock on Friday, does that suit you? So it does take a little bit more work than setting up that 3-way message. And yeah, we've done that heaps and heaps of times now. We're having heaps of success with it. It was only that one time that as soon as I said that, the girl's like, oh, actually I've got to go to the bank. I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. But most of the time it works. So I definitely recommend start trying that for sure.
Yeah, cool.
And I guess too, if they're going to bail out so quickly with something like that, then they perhaps wouldn't have longevity in the business anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this is
probably don't want them.
Sorry.
And so you probably don't want them anyway. Like if they're doing the whole just send me a message or whatever, you're like, you know what? That's kind of, sometimes you're like, I just want anyone to join. But when you start having that, you're like, you know what? I don't want this team in my business, because that is normally the start of a journey that's challenging for you forever. You go, oh my God, I remember back when.
Trace is it's basically showing you straight up, isn't it? Like it's basically showing you straight up that they're not teachable because they're not surrendering to the system and they're saying no basically straight away to something that you're suggesting. So if they're going to do that point blank from day dot, I can guarantee you they're going to do it the whole time in their business. So no
business for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you're telling them the reason why someone's joining on the call or something, like you are genuinely sharing that you're doing this to help them. Like, and if they just want you to do everything via Messenger, the business doesn't work like that. Like you want people, like look at all of us, we all didn't know each other really before joining this business. Like I knew just Tanika, I think that's on the call now, Kate. Tanika knew maybe just one, we all didn't know each other. And imagine if we didn't want to connect like this, like, and you just had a team that you had to talk to by Messenger all the time because they didn't want to show their face or, it's not really what in our tribe.
It's also about time management, which is something that I've been really, really strict on of late. And I know I don't have kids, but of late I've had study and I've been working on a few project stuff as well. And I just don't have time to dick around with going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's where I think it's for you guys, especially with kids, because I know how time poor you are. And so every moment, and it worked really well with Deese McDonald. He's been on the product, but the way I got him was, this is coming in regards to product, was I just flicked a message going, yeah, mate, I don't know if it's going to be for you or not. There's heaps of information, though, if you want me to send it to. Otherwise, I can just give you a quick call and run through it. He goes, yeah, mate, here's my mobile. I've got 10 minutes. I was like, yep, sweet. Got him on the phone, ordered ordered, you know, premium and the shakes off the bat, paid in full, and I was like, far out, I wish every order was like that. But it was because I think I was so blasé and casual about it. I was like, yeah, mate, I could send you heaps of info if you want it. And I think if we start going back to the really bare bones of not overthinking everything, just, you know, and imagine how much time we'd all save if we weren't on Messenger as much. That's really,
True.
if we're really honest with each other, like with everybody, in the conversations that we have with people, if we all got off Messenger and actually just started talking to more people, I reckon we'd all save ourselves hours.
Oh,
The last 10 customers that I've brought on have all been, I've got on the phone to them. Because I hate typing messages anyway, otherwise, and I don't want to voice message the hell out of them. So I'm just like, if I can get them on a call, then I get them on board.
Yeah, and I think sometimes when you're trying to type things through Messenger, you don't put as much heart into it. If you're in a rush, then you're just trying to get that message out as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Read over some of my ones before, and I'm like, God, why did I even send that?
But I think also, girls, like for you girls who have been in the business for quite a while now, and you know the product inside out and back to front, like I and Kylie, you might like to agree to whatever. You might be able to say, no, that's not right or whatever. But I feel as though you're quite capable of getting someone on a call and doing that yourself for product. We don't need to show them that we have an amazing support system like it is in the business, but the business is totally different. Like, yeah, I could definitely jump on a call with a potential. I don't need Kylie to help me out really, but I do, because that shows them, you know, the beauty of this business and that you do have support and you don't need to do everything yourself. Do you agree with that, Kyles?
Yeah, 100%. Look, honestly, this business is meant to be give you time back. And if you were doing 3-way calls with everyone that was interested in the product, you wouldn't have time freedom. You would be like, it would just be too much. And yeah, in the beginning, 100%. But after that, no, I don't use Adam at all for anything. No, I have my sidelines that I use for my 3-way business calls, but you know, I don't use him for product. I'm very confident with it, and Tanika doesn't use me either. And I think everyone that's on this call is probably pretty confident to be able to do that and take it to that next point. I know it's Halie's call, but
I was going to say
a little bit around her. I'm happy to help you.
Thank you for tonight, because I was really nervous about doing this because I haven't done anything with Juice Plus this year really, and I didn't feel like I had anything to add tonight. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for listening and jumping on anyway. And I think I have come a long way, because when I first started, I wouldn't even turn my camera on for Zoom for the first 6 months or something. So, it's given me a lot of confidence, and it's just been nice to be part of this gorgeous group of ladies. So, yeah, thanks everyone for tonight.
Look how far you've come, hon. When I was thinking about you sharing tonight, remember your video you did at the 90-day game plan? Like, phenomenal, you know, like you have grown so much, and to think you don't have anything to share, just being raw and vulnerable like you were, that in itself, we go, you know what, I feel like before I got on tonight, Tracy knows my story. I had a really bad day with my son. I felt like just crying, not because of Juice Plus, but because of that. And when you started crying, you know, you try and keep it all together and be strong as you're a mum. And I was saying to Tracy, like, she's not even a mum, but we were just talking about other stuff. And I just feel like the worst mum in the world, because I basically told my 14-year-old to pack his bags and leave. And, you know, to see you cry and all that tonight, whether it was you shared something about Juice Plus or not, you had something to offer on whatever level it was. Like for me tonight, you sharing was like, you know what, it's okay if you get upset, Kylie, you know, so don't feel like you don't have anything to add. It doesn't always have to be about Juice Plus when you're jumping on these calls. It's about our supportive community and knowing that we're all mums or, you know, or whatever, partners, busy, whatever, corporate people, like we're all on the same journey, and just to have each other's back. I think sometimes that in itself, you have something to add, you know, some value there.
Thank you, Kylie. That was good. It's nice to know.
And that's a good thing about this business. Like, if you need to take a step back for a little while because you have family, you know, things going on, and that's just life. And I think you need to really take the pressure off yourself and be grateful that, you know, you have this business, and it's okay. It's okay if I'm not doing as much as what I was hoping to by now, because my family comes first and I need to focus on this, and Juice Plus is always going to be there. And as long as you don't take a step back for too long where you're going backwards and you've got to start again, that's the beauty of it. And like you said, at least this is something that you've got to look forward to, you know, because we are all so supportive, and we all know that nobody judges any of us. Like, we're all there 100% just to listen and be there for you. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing tonight, Halie. We really appreciate it. So would you like to choose somebody to share next week in the hot seat?
Yeah, I don't know if I can get my teammate Sam on. She's asked to have a couple, like, to step back for a little while too, because she's got to focus on some studies. So I can check in with her.
Okay.
Or otherwise, is there anyone else who hasn't had a turn yet that would like to
Tracy O.
go?
Yes. Okay, well, how about
Thanks, Beck.
Yeah, you got out of it last week because you said you're away or something when we.
Yeah, I was away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got it. So how about Halie?
Yeah.
You message Sam and let her and ask her, you know, and maybe just show her a couple of the questions or whatever, and tell her it's very casual. Even when I get the recording of this up tomorrow, you could even send that to her and you know, just let her know this is what it's all about, and see what she comes back with. And then we've always got Tracy O as a backup plan, which she's not going to get away with for much longer anyway, because she will be up very, very awesome. All right, girls, thank you so much for jumping on. We really appreciate it. And Kimberly, welcome to our team. I hope you got a lot out of the last two calls tonight. And we're really excited to see you share very soon as well.
Well, thank you very much. I didn't realise I didn't have my camera, and I was actually crocheting while I was listening.
Do you make those?
Another little side business, because I need another one.
Do you make the wall hanging crochets?
I do the big floor rugs,
wow.
like the big 1.5 2 metre wide floor rugs. Mostly is probably the bulk of my orders. Yeah.
Oh, awesome! And you've got a couple of other businesses too, haven't you?
Oh no, I work full time as well, and I'm a single mum.
Wow. That's amazing. And is that one of your goals? Just quickly, I won't, you know, put you on the spot.
No, you're right.
I know I haven't done a three-way call with you because Tony did, so I haven't had much to do with you yet. And I'm sure the other girls would like to know as well. But is that kind of one of your goals of why you kind of got into this business, was to start cutting back at work, or do you love your job?
I do actually really enjoy my job. But I guess I just feel so great. Like I did the 8-week shred, and I feel amazing.
You had awesome results too. Those photos were just crazy.
Yeah, and I definitely didn't work as hard as I should have. I had a lot going on in the middle of it. Massive relationship breakup and all of that right smack bang in the middle of it. So that sort of sidetracked me a little. Well, didn't sidetrack me. I kept eating well, and I probably didn't work out as much as I should have. Definitely.
You still had awesome results though.
But I'm also 6 foot tall, so it's
Tracy,
I just want to share. I shared her. I'm sure it was yours, Kimberly, before and after. I think on my Facebook page the other day, and I was like, "Oh my God, look at this amazing transformation!" and blah blah. And then I was adding this chat, and I was like, "Oh my God, she's in our team!" And I was like, me. That's so bad. But so it's actually nice to meet you. I was like because all the time when we're sharing like before and afters, it's often not directly in your team. But there's thousands.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see like that's actually one of our own, because I think the one before that was when Clinton was like one of the winners or something. So we haven't had one of our very own customers for a while. So that was pretty cool to see someone in our team.
Yeah, no, I was very shocked. I didn't realize how much difference the difference that I'd made until I saw the photos side by side. I mean, my clothes were getting looser and I was feeling better and stuff, but yeah, I definitely didn't realize just how far I'd come.
It's awesome, amazing transformation.